Hello YouTube, this is Ezekiel with part 3 of Operation Bluecoat After Action Report from Combat Mission Battle for Normandy with the version 2 upgrade that just came out. We started this just before Christmas and we had the Christmas break, so just finally getting back into the swing of things. It won't, the rate I get these up will still be generally pretty slow. I've got to work over the Christmas break, so but I'll try and get at least a couple up a week. We just left off with my main assault reaching the first objective, so I'm about to assault into that area while my forces on the left flank in the wheat field there move up to take advantage of the retreating Germans. So it's been a few days since I played this. I recorded this back on about Christmas Eve, so it was about 2 or 3 days worth of memory I've got to go through just to remember what I did. But at the moment, just trying to capitalise on those retreating Germans and really make sure that they don't regroup and take pot shots at the men in the wheat field. And I've still got that tank on that left flank that's overlooking everything. That's still probably the main threat at the moment. And to those who have very, very keen hearing, I may sound a little bit different, just using a brand new Christmas present at the moment, so getting my head around this new headset I've got, so bear with us. So I got some surrendering Germans. I think that was like that last time. And a few more casualties on the left flank. That's a good sign. Right flank's still, they're not moving, but they're obviously no threat. So I just hope they break soon, just so I can free up those troops. Okay, looks like I've got some reinforcements, some more Churchills. So, a bit of a traffic jam going on now. I may have to start thinking about getting those vehicles up closer. Have to risk it with the Panzer IV, I think. I don't think the Panzer IV would have line of sight straight down that main road. I think the orchard is in the way. The orchard. So otherwise my surviving Stuart there probably would have been taken out by now, so moving those Churchills up should be pretty safe. Meanwhile, the platoon on the left flank will be moving right forward, get onto that low barrage line and lay in the herd nice and close. I'm running the risk of tiring out my men here, but I really want to get up as quick as possible. Even though they've got good concealment in the wheat field, you know, the enemy does know they're there by now, so run the risk later on of coming under mortar fire or something like that. Okay, just going to blast through. There's no real entryway on my side of the objective. Got a nasty tall wall and looks like a shed of some kind, or a small barn. I've got to blast through both of these into the objective area. Bit of a risk, obviously. I don't know what's on the other side, but the fact I've really got no real sound contacts, I think I'm pretty safe. So I'll get my breach teams to blow their way through and probably take up defensive positions inside the barns and have a good look around. I'll also probably be moving their platoon leader just into the compound as well. A couple of extra guns, and also help keep command and control cohesion. you just realised that team on the going into the left barn there could be exposed a little bit, so I'm just moving them further over to the far barn. Being only teams of 2 or 3 and a total of about less than 10 men going in, I find keeping them relatively close together is the order of the day. They simply don't have enough firepower on their own to actually survive if they run into an enemy squad. But if they're not bunched up together, but if they've all got line of sight to a similar target, it's the equivalent of a full squad anyway. So generally, keeping them together is the order of the day, I find. Meanwhile, the reserve platoon that's been covering the right flank is not really needed there anymore, I don't think. So the right flank is generally secure. They've got fire coming in from the flank. So moving them all up through that one double-storey house with a door on the north side. Moving them through behind the greenhouse. Should be in full cover all the way, so very, very safe movement. And from there I'll decide what to do with them. Even going to pack up the heavy machine gun, the Vickers, and take it through as well. It's going to join up with the squad that's firing at the German troops on the right flank. Now the vehicles. I think I'm pretty safe down here. Even so, if I'm not safe, I really want to get out of that turnpike very quickly, regardless if the Panzer IV can spot me or not. That can really cause a nasty roadblock if 1 or 2 of those tanks get destroyed in that little area. So move them on very quick, and then on the straight where there's a bit more room, yeah, then it's a good time to go into hunt mode and try and take out that Panzer if I can get a line of sight on him from the road. So I'm just going to move up the one platoon of the Churchills, the first platoon that actually came to the battlefield, while the reserves, and I think there's also a support Churchill in there too with a larger 105mm gun. I'm going to leave those to hang back just for the moment. There's also, of course, the HQ as well. Still, I think I actually forgot about them, but there's still the recon troops back there as well, and the universal carriers. So that's still something to keep in mind. I should actually probably think about getting those up pretty quick. I've got the Churchills opened up. I don't think they're going to come under any infantry fire to take out the tank commanders, but I really want them observing as much as possible at the moment. And there goes my breach teams. If we see a lot of flashing green dots at the moment, we're in real trouble. But it looks like we're alright. Maybe not. We've got another Panzer... Another outside of Panzer... My men have immediately opened up fire. Looks like they're just trying to take out the tank commander. I'll find out what that tank is. And that one lone German infantryman who surrendered a few turns ago is going off map, so I've got him. Okay, so now I've got 2 tanks to worry about. Meanwhile, those troops, if you notice on the centre of the screen right now, those troops in that field cook a few more casualties. I think they're definitely out of the game now. I was going to back up, just find out what type of tank this is, and if I got the tank commander or not. That can play a really big role. As I was saying before, my Churchills have their tank commanders unbuttoned so they can look around and spot. Same thing with these Germans. They're already unbuttoned waiting for us. It just improves the reaction time of the tank. So if this guy does button up, which he just did, that means my tanks, if they're still unbuttoned when if I want to take it on head on, may get a slight bonus to actually take it out. Okay. Not 100% sure with the coding of the game if the AI actually unbuttons its tanks when it thinks the coast is clear. Yeah, maybe someone already knows the answer to that and post a comment. I just don't really notice if they can do it or not. Saying that, in my experience, especially with the Commonwealth module, I don't know what it is with the British tankers, but tank commanders are so exposed. I've lost so many tank commanders from stray fire from the middle of nowhere. So I don't know. I think it's maybe just a touch weak. You think the tank commanders could duck their heads a little bit quicker, but so be it. Just going to clear those Germans now pretty much out of the picture, and also my forces in the wheat field moving up to that barrage line. Those guys really aren't needed, don't need to waste their ammo. I'm just going to cease fire. If they see any target on their own, they may take a pot shot, but I really don't need them laying continuous fire at this stage. And we have another, yep, good, we have another German surrendering. Really don't want to waste any more mortars on that guy, but the right flank's being just a real nuisance, and it's not breaking and running. So it looks like the Bren gun of that squad in the centre is still thinking it can take a few guys out. Looks like it did. Damn. So we lost a team leader there. That squad on the right is a real pain. And looks like I'm about to clear that field even before my guys get to the line. Oh, and that's the Churchill opening up as well. So because the Churchill's opened up, it's a clear sign it's spotted the enemy and it's cancelled its own hunt command to take it on. So I really don't want it to create a traffic jam by sitting there shooting at the enemy. So it's going to move it quickly forward. Meanwhile, my artillery, because they lost their forward observer, looks like they've lost access to all of the calling in all artillery support, which is not good now. May have to rely more heavily on my platoon leaders at the moment just to call in support. And they're going to have big delays, I think. It's not a good sign. Just going to move this squad further into the compound just in case that tank gets wise and starts shooting at the barn. They're going to join their comrades. And I'm also thinking I may need some more info what's on the right flank there. There's a lot of hedges I can see that can give good cover to Germans looking uphill into the objectives of Hector and Paris, so something to keep in mind for the future. Okay, so the Germans definitely know I've got tanks approaching. And I've still got problems with the mortars. Teams all locked up, individuals running away from the squads. I think that's a really nasty bug. There is that bug in play. At this point I'm also mindful of the time and also of that panzer. Always got to remember to turn your trees back on if you can really show what can be seen and what can't. I remember I've played games where you think, oh my god, the enemy's got a clear line of sight, I'm not going to move, but then you realise, oh wait, the trees are off. Regardless, I really want to see if I can take out that panzer with good concealment, and he's probably buttoned up. I think I may get first shot, may get two before he can actually work out where he's coming under fire from, so I think it's a good risk. I'll move the Churchill up. Hope the Churchill can actually get good line of sight. It's a long shot, but if I do, could pay dividends. Also, already starting with a plan B. Plan B is to move the platoon in the wheat field here around to the left of the tank. Basically, I'm sort of hoping, but I'm guessing there is really nothing covering that left flank. The reason being, I think I would have already got a sound contact at least from that, or they would have already come forward to support their comrades in arms in the front line by now. So it's going to be a bit of a risk. Going to move across this open ground very quickly, regardless. I know they're getting tired, but if I can get across to that other wheat field, that's definitely going to be a start of a good flanking manoeuvre. And from there, I think it's a Piet team should be with that squad. Sorry, that platoon as well. Yep, sure is. They can also sneak up around the side of the tank, the Panzer IV on the left flank there. If the Panzer is buttoned up, it should be a dead Panzer very, very quickly. So time to see if my Churchill can get lucky. And those troops on the right, they're still being persistent. Meanwhile, I don't think my Churchill... I can see some infantry, and it takes a shot at the infantry, but can't see the tank. So it looks like there's just one too many trees in the way. Also looks like the first shot may have been a bit of a fluke. This is where I'm wondering why that Panzer IV isn't going to advance. It knows it's got enemy armour closing in on it. I'm guessing the AI plan doesn't really take that into account. It must be really been ordered to be static, a static defence. So I'm actually quite surprised it hasn't moved up to see what's going on. So I'm just going to move another Churchill up, ready to go, just to turn that corner when I feel the time's right. And I'm just going to close the hatch for the moment on all tanks. They're getting a little bit close to areas I haven't reconned yet, so there could be infantry hiding in the houses or buildings. That one I'll just open up though again. I think he's close enough to his the buildings, so he would have been taken out by now if that was the case. Okay, that heavy machine gun's in place. It's going to deploy the weapon, and it should have some line of sight. Hopefully that means those that right flank will finally run away. And I'm just decided to cancel the target out. The Stuart's doing nothing back there. Put him in the centre of the drone, and at top speed bolt him straight down this road to join the Churchills, which I believe is actually attached to that platoon anyway, so it'd be smart to stay with his HQ. Even though I think they all probably have radios as well, but still good. So yeah, that's a really good sign. The guys on the left flank are not getting shot at as they approach that other blockage line, so looks like that left flank is completely open at the moment. I should be able to sneak around those buildings, out of line of sight of that tank, and flank him. Saying that, there is another blockage line behind the tank where the infantry could be hiding. Have to wait and see. Yeah, there's still a few more places they could hide. Yeah, it is also a wooded area that could have some foxholes or something set up. So I'm going to take that very cautiously, I think. First order of business, move everyone up to that blockage line, that last line of real defence, spread them out, try and see as much as possible, and fingers crossed I don't make any contacts. If I don't make any contacts, I may risk it with the Piat team and maybe part of a squad to actually go and investigate further, closer towards the tank. May also let them give them a bit of a rest at the moment, because they are tired. Also got a sniper up. I just found that generally the snipers have a better line of sight. They've got a pair of binoculars and also the sniper rifle. So I hope I get some good info on this left flank. Meanwhile, my breach teams, I think it's time to move up a little bit closer. Those barns in front of my troops there can look over onto my right flank. So I've got to move them up and use some explosives, why not, and see what they can see. Okay, decided not to use explosives at the end of the day. And they probably will also be able to take that German prisoner officially. Get him off the map. My left flank, nothing really much is happening. That's a good sign. And my right flank, they get great shots onto the enemy right flank. Uh-oh, another tank, another Panzer IV, that's not a good thing. Not good at all. And, and I've been ambushed. Okay, there goes that whole team. This is what I said before, these guys, they don't really last long, they can get wiped out pretty damn quickly. So it looks like I've also lost another man. I think it's from the platoon team leader, even though they're taking good shots on the right flank, they're also under fire themselves. Okay, that didn't go 100% to plan. It's also a shame it's a breach team. Maybe I should have got those recon guys up quicker because the breach teams have the demo charges. And they can be really handy if there's any more buildings to clear out. Okay, they're rattled as well, so their morale's breaking up. Should be alright for the moment, but don't want to stretch them. So just going to move up this reserve platoon onto that flank there. Just get these platoons organised. There we go. And yeah, it looks like there's absolutely nothing on that left flank, so I think that's definitely the path through now. Fingers crossed. Just give it a few minutes, let them rest. Because the last thing you want is troops trying to run away from an enemy when they're exhausted. And another casualty, oh dear. So I think I'm down to like 4 guys there from starting out with about 9. Yep, 4 guys left, okay. So it looks like they've finally decided to hit the dirt.
Hello, fire mission out.
And that's my, let's have a look, yeah, that should be my howitzers preparing to come in. I remember I got the XO team targeting that tank on the left flank as well. Call that, maybe that was meant to be plan C. Oh, another surrendering German. Okay. So look, those 4 guys are, oh no they're not. Okay, I got another whole squad out there. And another casualty, damn. Not good at all. Okay, and on that note I think we'll leave it there. Got some thinking to do, and hopefully part 4 will be a little bit better. Got to start worrying about some tanks, that's for certain. Thanks for watching guys, leave comments and any ideas and then below, it'd be great. Thank you.